Got it. Did it tell you?
Oh, yeah. Put your dick away. We're live streaming on YouTube now. Hi, YouTube.
That's what it means. Put that dick away. Don't you pay over that dick out.
So are we on or?
Yes, we are officially on. Yes.
Start show.
So now is your time to be. Well, who went crazy now?
What are you talking about?
I don't know. People are be talking about mental health too goddamn much. Not everyone can be nuts.
Well, no, but
or are we all just fucking nuts
every day? Well, as long Tony, you'll never be nuts. So not everyone can be nuts. You're as sane as can be.
I really am. Well, I mean, like, and I have definite mental issues.
But you don't want to talk about them because everyone can't be nuts.
I mean, no, we cannot all be nuts. It can't all be that our brains are broken. All right. Sometimes people just got to be assholes and bitches. All right. It can't just be because some people are just, whatever happened to people just being assholes.
Oh, you're saying there's an underlying cause for everything. And it's like, why can't we just call someone an asshole or crazy? But it's like, well, no, because they got attacked by a dog when they were 6.
Yeah. And got stung by bees.
Yeah. And they haven't been able to compliment anyone since.
I mean, one of our friends told us that they fucking get stung by a bee like twice a year. I'm like, what the hell kind of life is that to live? I mean, could you? I've not ever been stung by a bee. Not ever in my. Have you ever been stung by a bee?
I've been like constantly. Like
you do?
Yeah. I remember this conversation. I don't
because you're too fucking swatty. For Christian, wow. Christian was like he had ice on his ear, and I was like, first of all, I was like, when did that bee sting happen? 2 days ago? Like, put the ice away. But you're flaily really though. I would imagine that a bees would definitely sting you. Actually, now that
I also think it's because I'm so sweet, like honey or sugar or something.
No.
And they're so attracted to me. Well, maybe it's because I'm a Scorpio and they're like, "Ooh, fellow stinger," and then I freak out because I'm an unfully actualized Scorpio. I still have some fear, especially when it comes to bees, things that can hurt you out of nowhere. But I grew up in like a place where there was a lot of bees. I feel like I grew up.
And what? You fucking went up to them and were just like, bee? Because I've seen bees. No. I'm from the country. I've been around bees.
Yeah.
It's like I'm foreign to bees. But I'll tell you, when I see a bee, I'm like, what up, bee? And I go over here.
Honestly, I'm gonna throw it out there. I feel like I, especially as a kid, was much sweeter than you, and you were probably full of vinegar.
Well, yeah, you ate a lot of candy. Yeah, you were chock full of fucking candy.
You were full of
chock full of Little Debbie's and whatever the hell you could get your fucking hands on.
Well, you've admitted you were doing like Coke at 6, so you were full of Coke.
Not sick.
You're like the Drew Barrymore of the Midwest.
Yes, dude. It wasn't Studio 54 where I was from, though. It was Ace Hardware. That's where I hung out and tweaked out.
It was the corner of
right. It was riding those Street, fucking horses Avenue. In front of the grocery store. Remember those quarter horses?
Mm-hmm.
That was my shit. Ooh,
you got it. You want to go and ride the horse, and then eventually it turned into heroin. That was just how Clinton worked.
I did enjoy heroin. I'll tell you, I did.
You don't have to say that every time we're on YouTube.
Every time we're on YouTube. Okay. Well, would you like to do a show?
Yeah. I just have more of the talk of what illegal drugs that you really enjoy.
Well, at least I'm not discriminating against the minority group.
not on YouTube. Oh my God. Or any place else.
God, I love us. I just love you and me.
Well, luckily, is anyone watching? Because it looks like it's just you and me.
I don't know. Let me see. Yeah, there are 2 people watching, and you're not even on.
I'm not even one of them.
Look at that. Look at that. And look, it looks like I have black eyes because I wore makeup. when really I just have a man who hits me. I'm happy.
Not me.
All right.
Smith.
Oh, but to watch you try to swing would be cute.
I hit a lot like Will Smith.
All right. Are you ready?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to give you like 3, 2.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gay Power Half Hour, the only gay podcast on the internet with 2 fresh princes who love to smack the shit out of each other. Verbally. Mainly verbally. With Casey Lai, me, and...
Hi, I'm Tony Soto. I'm the one who gets hit.
Well,
I'm the Chris Rock in this family. Obviously very funny and abused.
Yeah, and look at what she's wearing. She asked for it.
Hi, Case.
Hi, Tony.
Welcome
weird
back.
Start about domestic violence, but let's say it wasn't so domestic. It was out in the open.
Yeah, it's in the news. That was like not a shake, you know?
No.
So we talk about award shows on this show sometimes because I know that you like an award show, right? You're a fan of an award show, right?
I love a spectacle.
Yeah, you like a spectacle. You like a celebrity. You like a name to drop. You like that kind of stuff.
What everyone is going to be talking about the next day.
Yeah, best dressed. Water coolers don't exist anymore, but if they did, if we were all still working in offices, we'd all be talking about it. Well, so the Oscars were supposed to be momentous before it even happened. Like, let us not forget. So we haven't had a host for the Oscars in like the last couple of years. Mm-hmm. We had that pandemic thing that happened, and so and Oscars so white for so long. They were muy blanco, and so this is all new. This was all different. It was like completely produced and run and operated by Black folks. There were 3 female hostesses. And they were hoping to be under 3.5 hours. And so I was like, I guess I'll watch a little bit of this. There seemed to be a lot of hype. I thought it was good. I thought the hosts were good. I thought the little segments were good, like the little clapbacks to like different movies like Pulp Fiction and White Men Can't Jump. But that's about all that happened, right?
Well, yeah.
Pretty run-of-the-mill award ceremony, right?
Yeah. Also, I wanted to ask, did you see any of the movies ahead of time? Were you like invested in anything?
No. You know, because I thought that like, you know, because, you know, the first streaming movie is won Best Picture. Coda won Best Picture. And I thought for sure that like with the movies being on a streaming service that I have, that I would watch them, and I just don't. I guess I'm maybe not a movie girl either. Maybe she doesn't like music or movies.
You love TV.
I love a TV. Sit me in front of a TV with a TV dinner, and she is in heaven. Let me flip. Let me channel surf.
It is. I agree. Like it. Like what? It is funny. It's something funny how it's like I don't know if I have an hour and 45 minutes to watch this movie. I don't know if I want to commit, but I'll watch 7 episodes in a row of a 30-minute
show,
or a
45-minute to an hour show. Oh my God, put me in front of it. Well, see, this is how my Super Bowl. My God, my Oscar Sunday started was because I was sitting around at home and every Sunday there is a Law and Order SVU marathon on Ion. You gotta catch it every Sunday. So
that's where you are every Sunday.
And the thing is, yeah, I know. Well, you're out and about. I'm just watching Olivia. Yeah. But so like, and the thing is, like, I've seen every episode, but I fucking love it. So I watch it. And then I was like, oh, right, it's the Oscars. And that's when I flipped over and the 2 ladies, and I think I flipped over on they hired 3 female comics because it was cheaper than 1 male comic. And I was like, oh, I'll watch this. That's a funny joke.
Yeah.
I was like, that's good.
It's a funny joke. And not to mention, one of the male comics who has hosted the Oscars before and probably could get 3 times what all those women got his shit smacked over by Will Smith. Iconic.
What do you think? Because I mean, we were with each other when it broke. We were at a housewarming and it was being played, but like the American TV didn't get to see the slap or
the
whatever.
Real event.
Yeah, there were certain things that were missed. So like, but it was seen in Australia, so like Twitter blew up and we were all like, Japan, what? And I mean, there was a moment when you were like, Well, I mean, he said something about his wife. You said, do you still stand by that, or like, how do you feel? Because
what I was interested in was I assumed he talked shit about their open relationship, or maybe called her.
Oh, right. This was before we knew what the joke was.
We didn't know what it was.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
I wasn't like, yeah, you know, he deserves that. I never at any point thought that, but I was interested. I was hoping that it was, I don't know, a little bit more earned.
A better joke.
Not even a better joke. I mean, if you're gonna hit someone,
how about a joke?
Making a joke about your wife, yeah, but also or like a deeper, darker dig. You know, if you really went after her. But and agreed. You know, like he talked.
You know who deserved to get slapped? Regina with her joke. If you think about it, because Regina did that whole like bit with the COVID, and she's like, okay, all these people's tests came back unknown, so we got, and then she pulled out all the sexies, and then she literally is like, Will, Jada, you know, you guys are cool, you obviously fuck anybody, come on back, Will.
Yeah,
which to me was an actual joke on the actual topic of what happened to, because alopecia's new, honey. We just found out about alopecia.
We didn't even know until it became, you know, after the fact.
Well, I know that she was doing like a press junket talking about it. Like she did it. She talked it about on her Rojo Tabla, Mesa, whatever, her Red Table Talk show. So she's talked about it. This is the thing, and she embraced it boldly before the Oscars. She's like, I'm gonna go in there with my bald head and I'm gonna love it. And so like, we thought that you were in a good space, Queen, and for it to not even be a joke, like that was the thing. It was like, hey bitch, can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane the sequel. Like your head's bald, Queen. And the thing is also, Will laughed at first, and then he saw Jada with her look, because Jada did not like it.
She didn't like it.
No, she did not like it. And so that's when he gets up and he smacks him on live TV. And this is the thing, I was like, because then he was allowed to stay, and then he was allowed to win, to give a speech for his Best Actors Award for that show about tennis.
Yeah.
And then talk about love. I'm like, there's some backwards shit here. And then like the blow up and the fallout with the internet, and like whether or not it's okay to hit a comic, or if it's not okay to hit a comic. Well,
but take it one, you know, I mean, it was a lot. It was the first time in a long time that like everyone was asking the same question. I never get anyone asking, like sending texts about something that happened on live TV, you know, like, and like I got like 3. And so clearly people were you know, all abuzz about this thing. And it is interesting that I mean, you know, Jada, I didn't realize she was on like a whole like tour talking about it. So you'd think she would be a little bit more comfortable with it since she was talking about it nonstop. And also maybe she should have hit Chris.
Yeah, maybe she should have got up and like, right.
You know, but she's a strong woman. I feel like she might even hit harder than Will. His slap was a little it was shocking. And that's the other thing. I mean, everyone was like, you know, a lot of people who were there were talking about how it was like literally sickening. And I do think to see something like that happening in real life is like, I've seen people getting smacked or beat.
Yeah, but they still applauded him, man. They still standing out him. Yeah.
It was very like the event. But so when he won the award, it was like, that's what Jim Carrey was saying, was he was like, it just was gross when everyone stood up. It was like, you all like, don't need, like you're all fake and your memories are bullshit, because like you felt this like sickened thing, and then the minute they win the awards, then all of a sudden he has the power again. Everyone was like, you know, cheering for him and acting like, you know.
And the liberal elite wear purple every fucking month for bullying, and you know, they always got their fucking little ribbons on for whatnot and what have you. And it's like, where were you in that situation? And like, how was it such a fucking like hard decision not to let Will sit in the front row after he hit somebody live on TV?
You know, I think it is complicated by the racial politics of the whole thing, which I hate to say, you know, but
how is it racial politics if it's a show that has been run and produced by all Black folks for that show?
Because when the history of your show is racist and so white and all this stuff, and then you're going to remove, and I agree. I think it was it's almost like a cowardly decision to, you know, to base it off of that. But like, you know, they were making a decision in real time, and then I don't, you know, I think if if Chris Rock, I don't know, it's so weird. Like I get you shouldn't be hitting comics, and I heard you were saying that you had an argument with a friend about about well, comics need to, like, you know, realize that their words have you know, meaning and hurt people and have effect, and this is a comeuppance, and that's a dangerous precedent to set.
That's a really, I mean, and this is the thing too, because I mean, and I will say it's like these are people who because I come at like as a situation as like, okay, so I'm a drag queen and I'm a comedic drag queen, and I am on stage and I say shit that might get a rise out of somebody who won't enjoy it. So is that okay then? Like, because it's the same press, and I don't know what has irritated me about this is how many Believe Women people are pro hit Chris or hit comics or like relished in this or like laughed and had like a really good time with the idea that there was like violence acted out in front. And this is the thing too, not even calling it an assault. Like they want to call it a slap. They want to call this. They don't want to call it what it was, which was an assault. And I just think it seems like there's been like a moment where what we saw is suddenly a Black issue, and that people should just keep their opinions to themselves. And I'm like, I don't agree with that. What we saw was ego and stupidity. And what we saw after the ego and stupidity was a very proud Will Smith walking off that stage, thinking that what he had just done was a right move. Yeah. And go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Finish.
Well, no. And for that point, it's like, it has nothing to do. What we saw was a guy smack another guy, and they just both happen to be Black on live TV. So that means that everyone can have an opinion about it. Yeah. I don't consider this a race issue whatsoever. I consider this an ego issue. I consider this a really bad look for the liberal elite, especially following. If we're supposed to be better, if we're supposed to go high when they go low, like we glorified assault in that situation. And then, you know, like you brought up Jim Carrey talking about it, and then someone is going to like someone was like, yeah, but you sexually assaulted Alicia Silverstone because I guess he kissed her after accepting an award. Okay. And it's like shut up about the whataboutisms. Okay. Like if you're going to bring up something from 30 years ago, and like 30 years ago is 30 years ago, right now is right now. And so you're passing the buck on it, and it's bullshit. It's fucked up. It's weird.
Yeah. There's just, I mean, you know, and there's nothing can happen. And
this is good for Chris though.
Us choosing nothing can happen in this country. Nothing can happen in this country without us, you know, immediately choosing sides to pit ourselves against other people, because that's what we love to do. Yeah. Not love yourself.
But he had a $40 ticket tour going, and those tickets are reselling for $700 now. I mean, this is helping Chris. Like
I don't necessarily feel, I wasn't at no point was ever feeling super bad for Chris. He got slapped across the face. It's bad, but he didn't get, that's the other thing. If he got punched or
Apatow was like, he could have died. I was like, yeah, okay. I saw that. I was like, calm down, Apatow. He could not have died. Like,
if he had been punched, you know, it's a different thing. If he had fallen over into the orchestra pit and all that stuff, but he got slapped across the face. You saw,
and he finished,
and everyone's right, and everyone saw that picture of the way Will came in and slapped. That was a limp wrist slap. Like, I'm not justifying it, but it's the amount of like he could have died, and you never want to see someone get fucking hit. And also, like, the thing that I would have been more on, I would have picked a side more if the joke was really good or deserved a thing, you know, then I would have like had more to go on. But it was just like, what the fuck? It was more of just like a what the fuck.
It was an overreaction to a nothing. That's what it was. I can't believe
he, you know, it's just like Will, who has made a career on being being I don't know. So he's a celebrity, you know, it's like almost that Beyonce school of celebrity where you're just above everything. You are in control of your emotions at all times, you know, and maybe like the emotion was too big, and he was the favorite for this thing. But like, I just can't believe someone who has been doing this for so long, at the biggest moment of their career, one of the biggest moments of their career, lost their cool like that.
I mean, how are you going to write a 300-page book about your fucking life because it's so fucking interesting? It needs to be 300 pages, and that you didn't get out enough of those demons that you still had enough pent out to like go up and slap like. Do not pretend like you do not know where you are, Will Smith. Like, this is the thing. It was like, it was silly. It was dumb. And it felt like it was like,
I mean, it was the question though also is like, I mean, does he have, after that Regina Hall joke or whatever, and like, does he have lingering issues of masculine, because everyone, the other rumor is not that he's in an open relationship, is that he, fucks dudes. So like, is there like misplaced toxic masculinity that went into that because he can't,
fuck quieter dudes. Like, if like have sex with quieter hookers, you know what I mean? Like get some stronger NDAs, honey. Like, if you're so insecure, like, look, if you're the fact, like, I don't know the fact that, like, I mean, there's been gay rumors about Will Smith forever, but like the rumors about the affairs on the side of Jada are relatively new.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I felt like he was like just waiting for a reason. Like, but also I think it was like initiated by Jada's response. I think like, I don't know. I truly don't know, but I feel like what is happening now is I feel like there's a lot more liberal thinking people out there that have a little bit more okay intentions towards violence than they like to put on. Because I mean, the fact that I was told by someone who I love and respect, like, was told, who is also an entertainer, was told that, like, yeah, maybe now you'll think twice. It's like, no one should ever have to think twice about going to work. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. That's what
to America.
Like that's what my thing is about. Like the idea that people are like, it's the comedians that people run to first when it comes to like tragedies, when it comes to like any kind of getting people through things, how quickly they forget. And it's also like, don't forget, most comics were bullied. Like that humor is coming from a space of pain. So like, if you can work through your traumas and your trigger warnings and your blibbity blops, let us by calling certain celebrities fat.
Yeah. But also on the other hand, a lot of comics are being like, we need to be protected at our jobs. We do. Hold on. We do the work. We do, we're on the front lines. But then on the other hand, it's like, okay, yeah, but also like, it could be
smarter humor.
It could be that, or you could be Zelensky, who's a comic who's on a different sort of front lines, and who like their comics love to also get grand at a moment when they get to be about like the importance of their work, and like there was that whole like Whitney Cummings, like, we build spooky houses in people's minds, and like, who knows what doors will open in there. That was like a big thing when she was kind of defending Rogan and like everything that Rogan does and says. And it's like, we need to step off our pedestal a little bit and just realize what we are, at our best is like truth to power, not talking about some woman's bald head in front of her husband.
I want my comics smart and funny. Like, I don't, like, the thing is, it's like because someone tried to come for me on Twitter, be like, oh, you must like just like dick jokes and shit. No, I truly don't. Like, and I don't like easy fucking insult humor either. Like, I don't like to I don't laugh at someone making fun of someone's obvious issues. But I love a fucking read at the expense of something that you might have done that was stupid, or like, I think that it is okay for humor to hurt a little bit, because the thing is like, you get one in and then hopefully you're going to get one in back on me, you know? And my thing is, and granted, I know bullying, blah, blah, blah. What I'm saying is, like, in this situation with the Pinkett Smiths, these people are fucking Hollywood royalty. They're not new to the game. Like, this was uncouth, unclassy, stupid, nasty bullshit from some over egotistical prick. That's what it was. Like it wasn't, and then to be like during your speech, I protect. Ain't no one trying to get you to protect nobody. Like, oh, my job is to protect. How dare you? Like, I thought your wife is a feminist. She's stepping out on you regularly. She don't need your protection. She's fine.
I saw two trains of thought on that. And like one was that there's like too much of a stereotype that black men don't stand up for their women enough. So people were excited to see a black man stand up for his woman like that. And then the other one saying that black women don't need that sort of aggressive nonsense to back them up, especially after a G.I. Jane joke. I do wonder. And I think the thing
let's not lose focus of the badness of the irrelevancy of the joke.
I think the point about humor at the Oscars, and is that you're talking about Will and Jada being Hollywood royalty. The point is that like you can't really ever punch down at the Oscars. That's why the humor sometimes is good or sometimes not. But like these are millionaires who are beautiful and are
they do not know what milk costs. They do not know what milk costs. You know what I mean? Like that's
And so I think, that's why it was also jarring was like, humor is at its worst when it's punching down and you're not. And like, picking on Jada is bad, but also, to me, Chris Rock and Jada Pinkett Smith are on a pretty similar plane, so.
And listen, Chris Rock has like openly been like, I would absolutely have sex with Jada Pinkett Smith. So it's not like, it's not like that. Like, this is the thing. It's like, well, like, what do you think he was saying? That she was ugly? Like, first of all, Jada would be happy for the work.
Just like her head was bald, and whatever.
Listen, wouldn't you want to see Jada Pinkett Smith in a G.I. Jane reboot? I would. Listen, I really, really liked her in that show on TV called Gotham until she got fired. I thought she was and she was like, like a villain, actiony kind of like character. So. Why wouldn't this open a producer's eyes and be like, damn, maybe we should revisit that?
Well, maybe that will be the great.
That's the thing. It's just so fucking stupid. It was like it was a G.I. Jane joke. It's like that's what got him out of the chair. That's what got him out of the chair. Oh, can't wait to see you in G.I. Jane. Like what? That's not a reason to be mad. You look stupid.
Do you think they'll take his Oscar away?
No, and they shouldn't. That's dumb. First of all, just because he was a prick on live TV doesn't mean he wasn't good in that said film. What we should really be distracted about is that Jessica Chastain won the Oscar. She wasn't good in that movie. That movie wasn't good. Like she was a parody of that legend. Okay, so how dare us all of a sudden be like, oh, we love fucking, oh yeah, like that was the travesty, not the fucking joke or anything. It was like. They're not going to take an Oscar, and they shouldn't.
They love giving awards to women playing other older women who fall apart on screen. Like Renee got it for playing.
For Eliza. Judy. Yeah. Oh, can we talk about? So we had already gone to hot dog by this moment because we didn't stay around for Best Picture because our friend was in a fucking tizzy and needed to get to a gay bar. But
Oscars weren't gay enough.
They were not gay enough.
They're too violent. So
Oscars were putting their hands in his pants. So, but like there was a moment because Liza and Gaga did the. Presented Best Picture.
Oh, I didn't even realize that.
And Liza's like 300 years old. She's like in a little wheelchair. She's not. They gave her fucking cards. Like, why are you giving a 300-year-old woman cards to read for her hands? Like, just let her do her little wowzers and then let fucking Gaga do it all.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
But she got obviously Liza got like visibly lost like in the moment. And there was such a sweet moment where Gaga goes down and it's like, it's okay. I got you. And Liza goes, I know. Thank you. It was just so see, this is the thing. These were moments that I feel like were Questlove winning the fucking Oscar.
Yeah.
Like these are moments that should not have been fucking muted because of a man with a fucking ego. Like That's all this was. It was ego. It wasn't protecting his wife. It wasn't standing. It wasn't being chivalrous. It was, I saw my wife was upset. So did the seat filler behind me. So I can't look like a punk is what it was. And that is bullshit. So
it's funny. People, then the other thing that people were mad about was Amy Schumer made a bunch of jokes about Kirsten Dunst being a seat filler
in a planned bit.
Yeah,
in a scripted, planned bit. This is how I know that people are stupider and how the internet is killing our species, because we have access to all the knowledge in the world and we just choose not to look. It's so fucking wild. It's so wild. Well, we have about 5 minutes left, so we could probably talk about something that's not the Oscars.
Sure.
If you'd like. Let's see. Let's talk about. Can we talk about Cawthorn for just a second? Because we got to get a little political today.
Madison Cawthorn.
First of all, I hate his whole name. I hate it. He seems like a 3-name too. I bet he's like Madison Lee Cawthorn or some bullshit to his mother. I bet she's like Madison Lee.
Yeah, he sounds like he's a sorority president. Is what it sounds like. He sounds like someone like Madison. Madison. I don't know what's.
I hate her. I just
Madison
hate her.
Sessions. Cawthorn.
I mean, that said, she's very cute with a backwards cap on. I will say that. Very cute with a backwards cap on.
For a politician.
For a politician. Why. But what I will say is he's garbage, because it's like first of all, he's acting like he hasn't been able to say anything in a while. And it's like, we can never get him to shut up. He was doing a podcast, I think it was an interview. And I feel like Republicans are those friends that you used to have that stories were always over embellished, if they even were true at all. But everything you hear about them, even if there was a little bit of truth, the rest is lies. He was asked about corruption or whatever, and he was like, yeah, I'm invited to drug orgies by all these 78-year-old men. It's like,
and he was getting specific though. He was like people. So basically he said that he made news because he made a comment about there being a bunch of orgies and drug parties that he keeps getting invited to, when he was asked what's Washington like. And he got specific because he was like, people who are leading anti-drug committees are asking me to do drugs at orgies, man. And sure, I'm not I'm not here to discredit the drugs and orgies. I don't want to shit on drugs and orgies. I don't want to go to a drug orgy that a bunch of Republicans are having. I'll tell you that. That's for darn sure.
Not with their 80-year-old balls.
Not in any form. In a rich ones or poor ones. But different kind of drugs. Same.
It depends where my self-esteem is.
Different kind of drugs. Same kind of politics, and not for me. Thank you very much. But the thing that annoys me about this, it actually kind of ties into the Oscars a little bit, where it's like, comics, people being like, comics need to watch what they say. No, comics don't need to watch what they say. They're comics. Who needs to watch what they say? Politicians. You're a congressman. So he's now saying, oh, I was exaggerating and I didn't really mean it. Yada, yada, yada.
McCarthy's saying that. McCarthy's saying that.
Well, whatever. But so that's the official line.
He had a talking to.
You're a politician. You're not a comic. So you have to own up to the shit that you say. If Biden, who says we need to get rid of fucking, or Putin can't exist as the leader, we have to spend 7 fucking days talking about that because everything word he says, comes out of his mouth, we have to talk about, which is real. He is the president of the United States. Same thing with this little fucking turd of a fucking North Carolina congressman. If he's going to talk about politics, being full of drugs and orgies, there got to be some receipts to it, because you can't just say it as a joke. So
and look, I'm not doubting that maybe a couple of those old little men fucking like to do a little bit of Tina and rub their dicks together. I'm not fucking denying that, and I'm not denying that you might have got a lingering eye, whatnot, from one of these people. But if Saved by the Bell has taught us anything, we all know that the people that are behind the no drugs thing are all drug users. There's no hope with dope. We learned it. Zach Morris was offered a joint. We learned it from the guy who was doing the commercial about not smoking joints. So we all learned it then.
And I
hate him. I hate him. Like, I'm like this. Like everyone's like, oh, he's the youngest. I'm like, he's the youngest dummy. Like this is the thing too, and this like, or it goes back to like, okay, we're gonna obviously the show's over, but like, when we were talking about the Supreme Court nominee trials going on, and it's like a very, very capable person was questioned by a bunch of fucking morons, and it's like because those morons just got voted in. It's like they didn't earn their spot, and that's the thing. This kid didn't earn his spot. Susan Collins is going to support Ketanji, though, so at least we have,
and we'll talk about it next week.
So at least we have some bipartisan shit there. We've reached the go ahead.
No, I think like they're that's a good sign. I mean, I know. I think it sucks that I don't know. Long story short, Biden's poll numbers are still shit, and taking away from what I was saying last week, where
and he's and like
things. But I think I think
no one's reading on the stuff that he's doing. That's the thing. Like,
all we're talking about are slapping the shit out of people and doing drugs at orgies.
Sounds great. It sounds like we should be a lot happier.
It's America.
It sounds like we should be a lot more thrilled than where we are.
Global warming makes it bad no matter what it is.
Got it.
Right.
Do you want to tell people where they can find you?
You can find me on the internet at KCLEY. All the social medias. Just type in KCLEY and figure out which one I am. You'll have seen this face. You'll have heard this voice. I'm somewhere out there. Find me.
Look at him. I mean, no one looks like Casey more than Casey. If you all like the Gay Power Half Hour, then please go to our iTunes page and subscribe to it. Rate the show. Leave a comment. It helps. Also, you can listen to my show, The Tony Soto Show, anywhere podcasts are streamed almost every week. And I am The Tony Soto Show on everything, which is Instagram, Twitter, and Venmo. We'll be back again next week with some more of this, I'm sure. Bye.